This is a topic I covered a while back with regards to Del from Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Going back several years ago when he started pushing, no pun intended, pushing of the upward movement of the flat earth. And I have a serious issue with this. And as many know, I already covered the fact that basically Del's a walking billboard when it comes to Freemasonry, all the symbolism, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye, as you can see here, and much more, which I call Polaris, or aka Lucifer. But again, this has already been covered. We're going to stick to the facts and what he represents, what he claims to represent. Let's get right to it with his claims. And he wants to set the record straight, and let's hear what he has to say.
First and foremost, let me address this misrepresentation, this straw man that they keep trying to attach to me, that I'm asserting that the earth is accelerating upwards.
Okay, this is from just a few days ago, and this is a clip from Del himself, again going back to his initial video that's no longer on YouTube. He probably has it unlisted, but I have this video downloaded where it states here in the title, why the earth pushing upwards makes more sense than the pull of gravity. And this is from my video, again, from several years ago. And this is from Del's mouth. This is nothing I'm strawmanning, misrepresenting. This is from Del himself. Take a listen to what he says here.
You know, bear with me. This is going to be a three-dimensional object, okay? And this here, you need to consider this as the infinite void of space. It can be an infinite medium or whatever. Again, the object has no weight. The object has no direction. Neither does its contents right now. The air that I have in there.
Now pay close attention to what he says here.
A mixture of air. And I can have liquid in there if I want as well. But it has no direction. It has no weight to it. So again, I need to apply an accelerating force.
So Del claims people are strawmanning him, making false claims, when again Del said it out of his own mouth. Let's take one last listen to this.
First and foremost, let me address this misrepresentation, this straw man that they keep trying to attach to me, that I'm asserting that the earth is accelerating upwards.
There you go. And he says it again. Let's take a listen. And this is just from several months ago. Take a listen to Del himself out of his own mouth.
Is force. You need to have constant acceleration in order to overcome it. Right? Because you can't just jump and hover, because the reference frame is going to keep coming and hitting you. So you need to overcome that reference frame and utilise constant acceleration to maintain.
And that's twice Del mentioned acceleration when he claims people are strawmanning him. And there are many issues with the claim that Earth is moving upwards. You would have to have infinite space, and there's no way that's observable. And what is pushing the flat Earth at this constant rate throughout, and at such a precise push upwards, that you can have this, where you can have flat water. Every single aspect of the flat Earth being pushed up would have to be absolutely precise from one end to another for this to work, and that just can't happen. And the real deal breaker with Earth supposedly moving upwards is water. And water does not lie. Take a look at these waterfalls as well. Do you really believe Earth is accelerating up to cause the waterfalls to fall? Take a look here as well. What do we see here with these waterfalls? Water seeks its lowest point. It's not Earth accelerating up. Unbelievable that anybody will believe the notion that Earth is moving up. And let's get to the point here when it comes to why this happens. Because the weight and the word gravity, which is basically weight, when it comes down to it, the etymology of gravity is gravis, which means heavy, and gravitas means weight. Same thing here. Gravity from Latin gravitas, meaning weight. That's what it all comes down to. And of course, things go up, such as balloons, because they're lighter than the air they're in. It's that very simple. Take a look here at this flat water and this cloud. Take a look here when it comes to Los Angeles, California. And all that smog. It doesn't work On a rotating Earth, it doesn't work on a upwards moving Earth. Earth is fixed, it's firm. And the funny thing here is, taking a look here at NASA's official website at this PDF file, dated as you see September 1988. And let's take a look at these details regarding linear aircraft models flying over Earth. And let's get right to it as I scroll down. Nonlinear equations of motion used are 6 degrees of freedom equations with stationary, and that's key, stationary atmosphere and a flat non-rotating Earth. And if you really believe that Earth is moving upwards and planes can fly on an upward moving Earth and land on an upward moving Earth, you got to get your head checked. Absolutely not. Earth is fixed, is stationary, 100% as you see this plane land on the runway. With this famous clip with Neil deGrasse Tyson being asked, what is gravity? And here you have Neil deGrasse Tyson being intellectually honest, saying he doesn't know. And that's the key. Dell makes a lot of claims based on conjecture, based on what he believes is true, and he's very forceful with when he doesn't have all the components to prove his case. And again, with Neil deGrasse Tyson, at least you're getting something that's intellectually honest. Let's play the clip.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. Okay. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know.
And again, intellectually honest, even though gravity is not what we're told, basically gravity doesn't exist. And when it comes to the reason things fall, Dell has come to a solid conclusion, again, based on conjecture. And that is not science. Again, the scientific method, as we all know, must be observable, must be measurable, must be repeatable. And of course, things that fall down are observable, measurable, and repeatable. But what's causing it outside of the so-called reference frame that Dell always speaks upon is not measurable, repeatable, or observable from outside to see this happening. So to make the claim of upward moving Earth is not provable, and showing it on a piece of paper is not based on science. So once again, this so-called upward movement of Earth is definitely pseudoscience as defined. Starts with a conclusion, then works backwards to confirm. And this is spot on with Dell. Hostile to criticism. There's no need to be hostile when people are asking questions. That's what you get if you're in the chat box asking Dell to prove his claims, which he can't. Obviously, he cannot look outside the reference frame and confirm his, quote, conclusions. And obviously, the stationary Earth we live on is scientifically proven, as you see here with these rocks being balanced. No way this can happen on an Earth that's moving upwards, as you see here as well. And just more of the same. This notion of this upward moving Earth is absolutely absurd. And take a look here at the firmament, the biblical flat Earth. So imagine, supposedly Earth moving upwards. How is the moon, sun, and stars staying in the sky? And how does an Earth just accelerate up and hit them? It's absolutely ridiculous. Without a shot of a doubt, we're not moving, spinning, moving upwards with this ridiculous claim by Dell. And take a listen to once again to Dell, what he says here regarding this ridiculous notion of Earth moving up.
Again, the motion of the Earth, the proposition that there's a motion of the Earth, would be upwards relative to us within the reference frame. So to us within the reference frame, there's a motion towards our feet.
Again, this cannot be proven outside of the reference frame. So it's not based on science, it's based on pseudoscience. And here is a huge aspect when it comes to researchers. You have to have the foundational things right. If the foundation's off, everything else is off. Just take a listen to Dell dismiss the AE map, basically the circling sun, that's provable without a shot of a doubt. But let's first off take a listen to Dell, what he says here.
And making claims about things that are unproven, that they do not know about, domes, ice walls, circular maps, models, all this stuff.
Now let's take a look at this Bible verse from Psalm 19:6, where it states here, his going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit, of course, which goes around unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. And that gets, obviously, to the aspect of the circling sun. And let's take a look here at basically the AE map and the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, and obviously the equatorial region where the sun circles within. Now, obviously, this is the globe model, but it's a good demonstration showing coconut distribution. Coconuts require much heat, much humidity, and this is happening with the circling sun above the flat Earth. So this is a perfect example proving through science, not through conjecture, through science, observable, this region of the world. When you lay it out, it makes perfect sense with the circular map with the circling sun. And like I showed earlier with the Bible verses, that the earth is firm, immovable, and it's proven through science in our real world.